Good morning, everyone. This is Peggy. Oh, my angels. Let's see if we can get this. Here we go. There I am. Got to hit the right button. Good morning, everyone. This is Oh Sweet Sunday, July the 5th. Welcome into the room. It doesn't look like we have hardly anybody in there today, and I was told that it might be slow today because it's, Sunday after a holiday. So, but we're still going to record this, so if you can't watch it live, you can join a little bit later. I think it's kind of a good show anyway, so we'll just get on with it. So, good morning, everyone. It's Oh Sweet Sunday. I'm Peggy with Oh My Angels, and this is our Sweet Sunday broadcast. I am glad that you're here, whether it's today in person or if it's going to be later on this week when you get a chance to wake up and have your coffee and want something good to listen to. Anyway, I hope you guys had a happy 4th. I always try to send healing energy on the 4th when they send off the fireworks and stuff. There's so many animals and people that fireworks cause PTSD, and they're negatively impacted with all the fireworks. So with celebrating our country's 250th birthday, I think that the country kind of went overboard with all the fireworks that went off last night. I don't know about where you guys were, but it was horrendous here. And it's the first one without Yogi, so I guess he probably saw it from the sky and thought, holy moly, what's going on? So anyway, welcome to the brand new Sunday show. I want it to feel like family when you come in. I just want us like sitting around together with coffee, or in my case, water or tea, and just have a conversation before the week gets going and we get all stressed out. So today is all about no rushing, no stress, just good conversation, healing, angel energy, and love. I'll give you a preview for this week's upcoming energy, and then we'll look at any animals you want to send Reiki to, and then any people that you would like to send some Reiki healing energy to, or even for yourself. So let's take a quick peek at what the energy is set up for this next week from the angels. I'm being told Monday the angels are going to come in with a message that I think a lot of us really need to hear, especially coming off of a holiday weekend. Wednesday, the angels have something so reassuring and so hopeful that somebody here in the Alma family is going to feel such relief. And Friday's message is so beautiful and so healing. You're going to want to make sure you catch that one going into the weekend. It's going to be a powerful week, that's for sure. The angels certainly have been busy. Before we get into our healing section, and for those of you who missed last Sunday, kind of divided up to where I chat a little bit at the start of the show. Then we'll go animal Reiki, and then we'll do some human Reiki, and then we'll take any questions that you have regarding healing energy or any other topic you want to talk about. Sunday's just kind of a healing get-together prayer type situation, right? So that's what Sundays is all about. And then Wednesdays where we have our angel education, and then we have you put your questions in the chat room and I answer them. So what I'd like for you to do is, while I'm going over this part, if you have any animals that you know of that need healing, if you can put those in the chat room, and then we'll get to those after this segment. So it dawned on me when I was getting ready for today's show that I started off last week with talking about Reiki and healing, that maybe some of you who don't know what Reiki is, and Reiki is spelled R-E-I-K-I, in case you want to look it up. It's a gentle energy healing practice that originated in Japan. The word Reiki actually means universal life energy. Rei meaning universal, and Ki meaning life force energy. Here's the simple version. Everything in this universe is made up of energy. Your body, your emotions, your thoughts, all energy. When that energy gets blocked or out of balance, it can show up as physical pain, emotional stress, or just feeling off. Reiki works by channeling healing energy to wherever it is needed most, clearing those blockages and restoring balance. Think of it like giving your energy field a good spring cleaning. And we all enjoy that spring cleaning, don't we? Now, the beautiful thing about remote Reiki is that energy absolutely has no boundaries. Distance does not limit it at all. I can send healing energy to you wherever you are in the world, and it's just as effective as if you were sitting right in front of me. So when you drop a name or your pet's name in the chat today, know that real energy, healing energy, is being directed to you with love and intention. So let's see if we've got anybody that's come into the chat room yet. Hold on. I kind of lost my space here. I had it up. Let's see here. I lost my space here. Okay, it looks like we do have somebody in the chat room now. If I can just get it pulled back up here. Hold on one second. Here we go. I had it up. Julie's in the house. Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for showing up. Let's see here. She says, my puppy, thank you so much. Okay. My space here. Okay, it looks like we do have somebody in the chat room now. If I can just get it pulled back up here. All right. So you're wanting some healing for Milo. Let's see. I know we had talked the other day, so let's just, I'm assuming it's the same issue. The first thing I'm hearing, Julie, is it feels like they need to change the medicine they put him on. But I do think that he will get better. Give me just a second. I'm just going to go ahead and send it right to him if you don't mind. Just bear with me here a second. Okay, I'm running it down through, and it feels like in his gut, his like his stomach and intestines, all that area feels irritated. Yeah, I would have them look at it and see if there's another medication they can give. But I am sending Reiki to him, and make sure he's drinking plenty of water. If nothing else, give him some Pedialyte, kids Pedialyte, just to entice him, because they have the different flavors to get him to drink more water to help flush the bug out of him, so to speak. Does that make sense? Now I know you're good with Reiki as well, so I mean, you tell me. Is there a particular area? What I got was the gut and the stomach area. If you're feeling something else needs to be moved, then we'll do that. I'll send the Reiki to wherever it's supposed to go. But I felt the most irritation around the stomach and the intestines. I think it almost feels twofold. Like maybe like it's a little bug, plus it feels like maybe he got into something maybe he wasn't supposed to get into. Nothing poisonous or anything like that, but I just think maybe something irritated his stomach as well. So let me know what you think, okay? Oh, you got the same thing as I did. You said me too. And I think that's let's see, Angela. Is that you, Angela, that's jumped in the room with us? You guys are sweet to show up today. Let's see here. Oh, Anna. Thank you, Anna, for showing up. You're always here, and I certainly appreciate it. Do you have someone, an animal or something you would like to send some Reiki to this morning? Or if you know of somebody else. I've got a friend who has, I still call it a baby and puppy. It's not a puppy, but hurt their hind leg. And so we're going to send some healing energy until this baby can get the surgery that they need. But just to kind of take the tenderness and soreness out of there. I know they're wanting to keep him off any kind of medication unless it's absolutely necessary. And then this little guy has a good positive attitude. So, and he takes a lot of energy, and he just loves it. He just feels like it's like an extra blanket of love for him, and he gets so loved up anyway, rightfully so. yeah, it's still kind of swollen in the knee area. So it just does. It's just not very much fun right now, and we get that. So hopefully this next week they'll get the plan in motion to get his surgery that he needs and get him taken care of. So Anna says, I have two dogs, Lilu and Corbin. Lilu has sensitive skin. She's always licking herself, especially her paws. And Corbin just makes pees all around the house, even though they have a doggy door. It's open all the time. Corbin's a hoot. When I tune into Corbin, he just wants to make sure that everybody knows that he's marking his property, his space. So but yeah, I feel like he's getting more than enough water. What I'm hearing is that the water's out there, so he's going to drink it. So you might want to limit the water intake for a little bit and see if you can't knock down some of the peeing that's going on. But I would have a conversation with him. He's very smart, but he thinks he's just making sure that everybody knows that that's his property. Has somebody else come over with another animal or something, or is he jealous of Corbin? Oh, both are rescues. That makes sense. Okay. So there may be a little jealousy going on there. One thing I've learned with doing animal Reiki, and I mean, I love it. I mean, when I first took the animal Reiki, I was thinking, why do they have this? I mean, Reiki's Reiki, but there is a difference. And the one thing I know for a fact, and Yogi helped me with this too, is that animals see in pictures. So what you need to see Corbin doing is peeing outside on the grass and saying, oh, what a good boy, you went and peed on the grass. What a good boy, you went through the door and went outside. And this over and over again, what a good boy. Following him outside, and when he pees outside, give him an extra treat, do something along those lines. Because if you're saying stop peeing on the floor, and in your mind you're visualizing where he's peed, or you're cleaning it up, all he's seeing is you're talking to him, and it's because he peed on the floor. He's not getting the fact that that's not what he's supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? But he wants to please you, but he's also trying to mark his territory. He is a little jealous of Corbin, of Lilu. But if you just, in your mind's eye, when you're talking to him, to see them loving with each other and kind and playing ball with each other or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Show them intermingling, both laying on either side of you or however it works out best. But you want to show that joint picture, okay? Let him know that that's his family now, okay? Let's see. And the sensitive skin, let's see what Lilu. Now, I don't know what breed she is, but most of you guys know that Yogi was a Yorkie. And most Yorkies have the long hair, and you keep it trimmed, and you do all this. Yogi absolutely hated the long hair. So I had him shaved down almost like a Chihuahua, right? And especially on his paws, because Yogi would chew on his paws and pull at his hair. He hated that long hair. He just hated it. So you might want to look at the grooming there and see if they can do something with that. But also, after she's gone outside, when she comes in, I feel like she's got allergies. So I would just wash her paws off and see if that doesn't help. But there's going to be some relief there. But we're going to send her some Reiki. Hold on her paws. Okay, when I'm running down through it feels like her left paw is the most sensitive of all of them. It's her left front paw, and it feels like it's her right back paw. So, but again, I'm hearing keep them washed down. But the easiest thing to do, I mean, I'll continue sending Reiki all this week. So check back in Wednesday, Anna, and let me know if you see an improvement. I'm going to send the Reiki full body for her, and well, for both of them. And but let me know if you notice any difference. Does she change paws on which one she's chewing on, or is it the same, no change whatsoever? But she took a lot of Reiki in on that front left paw and on her back right paw. But I will keep the energy going. And, but again, just for the next couple of days, every time she goes out, I know it's going to be a pain in the butt, but every time she goes out and comes back in, if you'll wipe her paws off, see if that makes a difference. Okay? All right, let's see what else we have in here. Okay, I know he's not the only male in my house, but because of the other places he's been, that's a male's instinct, no matter what, is to mark his territory, right? So he's marking his territory. He likes it there, he wants to stay there, and that's what he's doing. He's marking his territory, okay? You just have to give him, extra love and support, and let them know that, you're keeping them. I don't feel like you just now got them. I feel like they've been there a while, but I feel like that they need that added reassurance. They say with this, a rescue, that it takes almost 6 months to a year to where they start to feel kind of safe. Sometimes it's quicker than that, but you have to have a whole lot of patience to get a rescue dog, and bless you for doing it. I've done it, and the problem I ran into was they told me they were sisters, and in actuality it was a mother and a daughter, and the mother dog would not allow me to get close to the little girl dog, right? They were both girls, and so I couldn't get her to mind, couldn't get her to do anything, and she was scared to death. And so I had to return them and tell them that they needed to split those two dogs up. If they would have just let me take one of them, that would have been different. But to take both of them, that wasn't working. The mother dog would not let go of the control. And so it wasn't helping the younger one at all. And it says, okay, thank you. They're both here listening. Okay, you guys, you need to listen to what Mama says here, She's happy you're there. You're there to stay. But you guys have got to get along. Need to pee, do all your business outside in the grass. You got a backyard, So my little Yogi didn't have a backyard. So just enjoy what you have and know that you're loved and you're supported. So hang in there. And it says I'm at work most of the day. Hard to clean her paws. Well, just when you get home. When she goes out, clean her paws, bring it back in. You know what I'm saying? Or let her go back into the door. But I think you'll see a difference. I don't know if they do. Do you put any like chemicals or anything down on the grass? I mean, does she have, like, is it a weed killer or something out there? Or she just may have an allergy to grass. Who knows? But I'm thinking, I just keep hearing she's got some allergies. And so I would just wash her feet as often as you can after she's been in and out. I know how it is. You have to go to work and you have to do what you got to do. Oh, Corbin's a Yorkie wiener dog. You know what? It's so cute. I'd love to see a picture. If you can get a picture up there. I don't know if you can or not. My Yogi was a Yorkie, right? But the dog I grew up with was a Dachshund, a weenie dog, right? And we had Dicer, and then we got a younger one called Caesar Augustus, right? And they were a hoot. And Dicer, the oldest dog, we had a calico cat, and him and her were best friends. I think you guys heard me tell the story last week or whenever it was. But Dicer would hide in the bushes, and Calico would run down the street and then prance up the sidewalk and get the dogs to chase her up there. And then Dicer would jump out of the bushes and chase, the other dog off. And then, Dicer and Calico would sit on the porch looking at each other, and you could just see they were like, ha, 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 we got that sucker, right? So let me see if I want you guys to see. I don't know if you can see. I've got my shirt on, my Woo Woo Nana shirt on today that says, like a regular Nana, only more magical. This is another t-shirt from Xanadu. She had made this for me because I was missing my granddaughter, so she helped me out. And I'm missing my granddaughter today. She's the love of my life. She's my ride or die. So I'm grateful for her. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, there's a cat's sister as well. Okay, so Anna, what's the cat's name? Can you type that in there? I love giving the animal Reiki. It's wonderful. And the animals really love it. And know that when we get off the show today, I'll continue the Reiki. And then what I would like for you guys to do is, tune back in on when we do the Wednesday show and type in the comments, if you notice any difference or what differences you did notice or, I'll continue the Reiki. I don't mind. I love it. Topaz is a cat's name. Okay, let's just check in. Is it my sister, Topaz? Okay, give me a second here. Let's check in with her. Okay, the first thing I'm picking up with Topaz, she can be a little honoring when she wants to be, but for the most part, she's got such a kind, loving spirit. She really she laughs at the two dogs, right? Because cats in their mind, they are far superior to dogs. That's just the way cats look at things, right? And but she loves both of them. She's glad they're there. She said they're her entertainment. Like for us to go when we get bored, we turn on our computer or turn on the TV. They're her entertainment, so she enjoys it. Now, are you having kind of any health issues with her? Because I don't feel. I mean, when I tune into her, things feel good. So I'll send her just like a tune-up. Okay, how's that? Okay, then we have Anna's saying she loves playing with Corbin. She does. I mean, she's cute. Let's see here. And then we have let's see. Oh, my granddaughter's in the house. Hey, Haley. She says that she's asking for support and love for her babies. We have Bluey, which is her cute little dog. Bluey just turned just a year old, right, Haley? I'm pretty sure she just turned. It's my grandpuppy, and I should know. I think it's a year. I think she turned a year old. And then she has Scissors and Keaton. And they just moved from Arizona to Oregon. Now both cats have moved before, but this was Scissors' first move, and I think it's been a little unsettling for her, not knowing. Are we staying here now? What goes on now? Is this our home, or are we going to go back into a car or a truck? What's going on? But yeah, let's just send them some Reiki here. Let's just tune in and see where they're at. Okay, Keaton right off the bat is saying that they like the new place. They like it a lot better than the last place. Not giving me any specifics why, but they like it a lot better. They didn't enjoy the car ride, but they are glad that they're where they're at. Scissors is like whatever. She just wants to play and get into everything, so she's fine. She's trying to stress the fact that she should be the boss of the household. It shouldn't necessarily go by age, and I know that Keaton's older than Scissors, but Scissors doesn't care about that. And Scissors says they're better equipped to handle the household. That's too funny. And Bluey's like, come on, you guys, let's just play. I don't understand this, It feels like she's just a little nervous. So you just keep showing those pictures that you guys are there, and that's where you're going to stay, and show all of you together. And there's been people come in and go, and I know you got visitors now, but and she loves all the company and everything else, but she just wants to make sure that when the company leaves, you guys aren't leaving. You see what I'm saying? So if she's a little anxious today, just reassure her these are people that have just come to visit to make sure that they're okay, and that you guys are staying there with them. Okay, she needs that extra reassurance. but she'll settle down. Give her another couple of weeks or whatever. Get in the routine to where you're going to your new job, and Lennon's going to their new job, and they'll get in the routine, and then she will settle way down. She'll go, okay, I know this routine. I know where we're going here. So it feels real good. She's going to be fine. Okay. They all are. Okay, you guys. So if nobody else has anything with any animals, what we'll move on to now. Let's see. Oh, Haley says, beautiful, thank you. The insight's always a gift. You're so welcome, honey, anytime. You know that. And thank you. Now let's switch over to some humans, whether it be yourself or a friend or coworker or a loved one. If you want, drop their name into the chat room and whatever is wrong with them, or what kind of healing that they would need. And we'll send some healing energy, Again, I love the fact that you can do long distance healing. And when I first started doing it, I was like, how is it even possible? But like I told you in the start of it, energy is energy. It goes through walls, it goes through telephone wires, right? There's no boundaries that stop it. Us in the physical form, we have boundaries, so we can't obviously go through walls, which would be kind of cool if you could, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind kind of just disappearing and showing up someplace else, right? Or moving around where people don't necessarily see me. I think that would be pretty cool. But energy, it's in and of itself, is not bound by, just our body or the computer or the telephone or whatever. And when you open your mind to the possibilities, and you open to Reiki, and to me, Reiki comes down from above, down through me and out my hands, or the visual, I'm sending Reiki to a particular person. And I've had remote Reiki sent to me when I've gone through the surgeries I've had to go through, or stressed out about something, not feeling well, or whatever the circumstances may be. Reiki or any kind of energy work is powerful stuff. I mean, it works. How it works, I don't know. I just know that it does, and I know that people go, "Oh, that's the devil's work." No. Everything I work with and deal with comes from the love and light, God, the universe, the angels. So yeah, it's sent with love and integrity, and so you just have to be open to receive it, right? And I can tell on my end, I've sent some Reiki to animals who are like, I don't know what that is, because I tune in and I ask them, do I have your permission? The way I was taught, as long as you've got the owner's permission. But I tune into the animal itself, and I ask the animal, is it okay, will you accept this Reiki if I send it to you? And most of them already know what it is, and they're like, heck yeah, bring it on, right? And I've had a couple of young ones who are like, I don't know what that is. Is it going to hurt? So then we do a little test thing. I push a little energy, like on their paw or their ear or something like that. And I'll tell them, did you feel that? And I get a response, well, yeah. Well, that's the energy flowing. It's not going to hurt you. And most of them just like, roll over on their back and just like open, because they know it works. They feel it. I had one pup tell me it was like being snuggled up with a warm blanket, right? And speaking of energy with Reiki being warm, a friend of mine and I were talking the other day. We're talking about sending Reiki to someone, and she, like when I'm doing Reiki, my hands they don't feel like they're on fire. I mean, that's how much they heat up, right? And I was sending Reiki to this one individual who was in a situation. I don't want to go into details, but I felt that the heat from the Reiki would not feel so comfortable with this particular individual. And so I heard from my guides and angels, well, then cool it off, send cool energy. And I thought, well, dang, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know we had a choice. so I sent cool energy, and they could feel the difference. It was cooling to them, and it felt good, right? Um, so it's just kind of interesting. You just have to be open when you're doing energy work, when you're receiving energy work. Um, and I've had people send me Reiki energy that just felt, again, like the pup told me, it feels like a warm blanket. It feels like you just snuggle in, right? Well, there's times like if you're sunburned and you're asking somebody to send you, some healing energy. Well, you don't want it to be hot because you're already hot. Your skin's hot to the touch, so you don't want that. You need something cool. So if you're a person who does energy work, maybe you already knew, but I had never worked with changing the temperature of the energy, and it worked, and it was great, and so go for it, right? Just stay open. And that's another thing. Just throw out the question out here for you who are in the chat room right now. How many of you have had Reiki itself? And have you had just remote Reiki? Or have you had hands-on or hands-off? And which did you prefer and why? When I first learned Reiki, Usui Reiki, I was told hands-on. You have to have the hands-on for it to work, right? And then they kind of said, no, you really don't have to, but I felt like you had to touch somebody for them to feel that heat coming off my hands for it to work. And slowly but surely, I tried it different ways. I tried it where, my hands weren't totally on the person, and it still worked because the intent was there. And when I was sending the Reiki, I envisioned that body part or whatever doing what it needed to do, right? So it's always interesting. I had a girl that was in one of my first Reiki classes as an adult who was not a hugger or a toucher. That's not means that she's not compassionate and loving. She is, but she's just not. I'm a big hugger, I'm a touchy-feely kind of person, and not everybody's like that. And her Reiki is some of the most powerful I've ever had in my life, and she doesn't touch anybody, right? And so it works either way. But she was my proof that you don't have to touch to have it, right? And then you start doing the remote Reiki, and you're talking to somebody on the phone, and they're saying, my knee really hurts, it's swollen, blah blah blah, and then they're going, oh, my knee's heating up. Are you sending the Reiki? And yes, I'm sending the Reiki, so you know that it works. Let's see. Julie says, myself, my husband, and daughter. Oh, you already know. Yes. Julie said, they do it all. It works no matter what. I work with Reiki every day. I know you do. You're great. Haley says both. I like the remote best. It's something that's accessible for us at work or school. Yeah, my granddaughter, I've raised her right. She loves the healing energy, that's the little things. If you test it, if you're doing Reiki on somebody or whatever, get a young girl who has menstrual cramps, and send them healing energy and watch what happens. Haley will attest to the fact that she, sorry Haley, telling your secrets, but she would text me and say, Nana, I've got cramps really bad. Can you help out? And I'd say, sure. And I would just, focus in on her and her body, and I would send healing Reiki, and within about 10 to 15 minutes she would be sending me a text going, thank you so much, I feel so much better. She could feel it instantly. So remote Reiki or remote energy work, no matter whether it's Reiki or some other kind, it's just wonderful. So I highly recommend it. Let's see if we've got something else in here. Does anybody have somebody, a person other than an animal that they want? Oh, Julie, are you saying, I know you and your husband and daughter all do the Reiki, but are you wanting some healing sent to all three of you? If yes, just type it in there, and I will, I'll send it to you, no problem. Anybody else in the room that wants some Reiki sent to them, particularly? And then that the whole thing's going to be that you need to stop back by Wednesday and let me know how it did, right? So, or send me a private message if you can't, join us on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. So, okay, you guys. Well, I don't guess anybody else wants anything else in here. So, I thank you for showing up today. I know it's a holiday weekend. A lot of people. Oh, Julie's saying yes, please. Okay, I'll send you guys some when I get off the air here, Julie. All three of you, okay? Oh, Anna wants some as well. Good. And who's there? I don't know who Cowboy Dreamer. I don't know what name you go by, but I'll definitely send for your sisters and yourself. So let's see here. Okay, all you guys, I'll put you on my little list, and when we get off there, I will send you guys some Reiki. And if you don't mind, stop back by Wednesday or private message me and let me know what you felt after the show ends. Give me about a half an hour, and I'll get everybody taken care of. And then let me know how you did, and then we'll talk about it on Wednesday. Okay? But I thank you all again for showing up today. I know a lot of you are probably tired or whatever from the celebrations last night, but I'm so thankful that you're here. And until, don't forget that Monday message will be out tomorrow morning. And again, this week's messages are pretty good, I think. So let me know if you like it or not. But until then, sending you all blessings, light, love, and angel hugs. Take care, everybody.